Hey there. So, my next guest talks us through her journey as a content creator for the past 4 or 5 years. And, she was not an international sensation when she first started. She struggled and she had to do what it takes in order to grow a channel. And, it comes down to networking. But this was a fantastic interview, a lot of fun. I know you're all going to love it. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Gamerpreneur podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Bradford Carlton. Today, I have a very special guest with us. I have Stephanie Austin, aka Imfamousx1x. Hey there, Steph. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
It is a beautiful sunny day in Las Vegas. How about yourself?
It's actually sunny out here in Ohio, so I guess we're getting all the sun everywhere.
Which part?
I am in northeastern Ohio,
I
so I'm
lived
by
there
the
for 9 years.
lake.
Which part?
Cleveland.
I'm sorry.
You
I
know, then you
9
know.
years in Akron.
Yes, you definitely know.
So you're like, it's surprisingly sunny. I get
hmm
it.
hmm
All right. Well, let's. I don't usually do a lot of fluff on this show, Steph. I like getting right into it. So why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself, please?
So I am a content creator, I am a cosplay model, I am a graphic designer, photographer, and I am a mom. I've been doing most of that majority of my life, but I've kind of consistently stayed with the content creator and mom role. They seem to work well with me, apparently.
I love it. Okay. Now, before we kind of get into any of that, I start every interview with a single question. So I'm going to ask you, just like I ask everybody else, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being high, how weird are you, Steph?
I'm about a 9.5.
Why is that?
You'll catch me doing various things. Like I'll make up songs while I'm playing games. I secretly dance around the house. I do things like just randomly change my voice just because I'm trying to scare somebody. So I'm pretty eclectically weird when it comes to things about me. You'll never know when it's gonna come out. It just kind of happens.
I'm sitting there
So
like that's supposed to be weird. I do all that and more.
well, see, there we go.
That's why you gave yourself the 0.5, right? Not the
not,
full 10.
not the full
Bradford here,
10.
he's the crazy one. All right. Now, Steph, this is the Gamerpreneur podcast. So I do need your gaming cred before we kind of get into anything else.
Mhm.
When did you first start playing video games?
So I first started playing video games when I was about 6, 7 years old. I played on a classic NES. My mother brought the classic NES with the power pad and the duck hunt gun and the Mario. So sat me down and said, "Here, do this." And I was running on the power pad as the adults hit it with their hands, and I didn't understand, why am I running and y'all aren't? And now here we are. So it's been a long gamer evolutional ride with me.
I thankfully never had the power pad, but I still hear that duck hunt cling, cling.
Clank.
All right. And what do you play today now, if anything?
I'm pretty everywhere with my gaming. I seem to have gotten stuck in the first person shooter area, and folks won't let me out. I need to be apparently shooting in some form or game or fashion, whether it's an action RPG or Call of Duty. They're like, you're playing a game that's not shooting. Wait, but I'm pretty over the place. You just won't catch me on Madden. I can't do Madden. It doesn't
For
work for my
sure.
brain.
Okay, now you've had kind of a gamut of the games out there. If you had to pick one, though, that's your all-time favorite. It's a tough question for gamers. Which one would it be?
Legend of Zelda.
Oh, which one? Come on, that's
Oh, Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time.
all right. I love it. Why that one?
It has sentimental value to me. Once again, like I said, my mom was a huge part of me gaming. And that was played Zelda up until she got ill, and that was the last one she was playing with me. And I have two siblings, so she related us to being pieces of the Triforce while she was playing it. So it sticks in my heart. Like it's always an argument with folks like, no, it's Majora's Mask over Ocarina of Time. But for me, because it relates to my mom, it's always gonna have a huge place in my heart. Very huge
That's
place.
beautiful. Okay. All right, let's get over to the preneur part. When did you decide to be a content creator?
So I decided about five going on 4 or 5 years ago. My best friend Dark Zero Omega is a content creator, and I was just, learning from him and sitting in his streams, and him talking about, hey, I'm getting this capture card, and I was like, hey, and then I started going around and seeing other folks do it, and I was like, well, I mean, I'm kind of entertaining, and I play video games, and I started my first stream from my PlayStation, and here we are for going on 5 years later, and apparently I'm very entertaining. So it's just stuck with me.
Very cool. And like what was your background before you kind of got into this?
So I've worked in retail, also did some modeling. I'm a tech person, so I've worked in technical support, customer service. So it was just I played game. It was my hobby. I did it to relax or hang out with friends. I never sat there and thought I could do it in the sense of, oh yeah, this could be my form of work. It was never that. It was just, okay, let me get up and go do my 9 to 5 and then take all my frustrations out on Mortal Kombat later. So it never dawned on to me until I was shown that, and I was like, oh, I could maybe. And now,
For sure. Okay. And so you started about 4 or 5 years ago, and like you were an international sensation day one. Everything was been hunky dory, like right?
no, no, no. No.
Well, how'd it go then?
So it was kind of hard because when I first started, I didn't have a camera. So, there's definitely a few things that you deal with content creating and people not knowing what you look like. And then also, I'm a woman who played fighting games. I decided to start doing content creating, playing fighting games. So that was an interesting concept. And then because around that time I was doing modeling, there were people that were like, "Oh, you're just going to use your looks to get views," and it's like, huh, I don't even have a camera. No one even knows anything about this. So it didn't go that great the first few times, but I actually, some of my friends that were playing games with me, was introducing me to people. They were like, hey, this person does this, and this person is also on Twitch, and this person is on YouTube. And I would just go check people out and talk and communicate. And slowly but surely, the more I talked and got to know folks and interacted with folks, and then people actually seeing who I am, it kind of just slowly blossomed. It took a while. Not gonna lie, it definitely took a while. But if it wasn't for those people saying, "Hey, you should meet this person," I'd probably be still sitting at maybe 2 views, and one of them would be myself, and the other would probably be Commander Root. That is in everybody's chat. So,
Okay. And how is it going today?
it's going good. I just did a hosting session, teaching women of color, and teaching them Apex Legends. So that went amazing. I had a few front page features. So right now it's going. I never thought I'd be this busy where I'm like, I got an appointment, I got a meeting, I got a podcast, I got an interview. I if you would ask me 4 years ago, I would have been like, nah, that ain't gonna happen with me. Like, nah, that's not gonna be me. So it's definitely a lot more, but I enjoy it. I enjoy having my hand in a lot of helping a lot of things and doing a lot of things. So
I
I'm
love
not I'm
it.
not gonna trade it.
Okay. And what was the secret? Like you went from 1 to 2 views to all this success. What was there one thing, or like what was the path you followed?
um I changed my mindset with a lot of stuff. That was really the thing. Like, there's often times when people come into wanting this business, it's like, yeah, I'm going to be popular and I want to make money. And, because I'm good at this game and I make my friends laugh. I kind of threw that type of mindset out of the window and I gave myself a voice. I was like, okay, what do I stand for and who am I? And the more that I started being able to present that to people, the more people was like, oh, okay, all right. And the more I spoke about these things and said about these things and interacted, and it was like, all right, we see now. So I think that was really where the change was like, okay, it's no longer about just me and what I want. Let's take topics and things that relate to me, like me being um into mental health. Okay, well, let's take that, and me being a parent, and let's take that, and me being a woman of color, let's take that and see where this goes. And like I said, once I started speaking and continuing the networking thing and genuinely being me, like, this is who I am. As soon as this camera go off, I'm going to be on a phone call, and this is still who I am. Like, I'm just me. So I think that helped a lot too. It was like, wait, this how you are all the time? Yeah. Like, it doesn't change. So
Beautiful. Okay, and how's your community? What's that like?
my community is lovingly toxic. My community decided it was a great idea. So A Thousand Dreams Fund just did their charity event, and even before my day that I was supposed to do for the fundraiser, I told my community, I was like, yeah, these are the goals. One of those goals was playing Among Us. They smacked that goal. Soon as I said, yeah, well, because it's A Thousand Dreams Fund, and if we hit $1,000, I'll eat pineapples on pizza. I looked over and them alerts didn't shut up for like 10 minutes. In like 20 minutes, they smacked that goal. Like, oh, you're gonna eat pineapples on pizza on stream? Bet. Like, they want to see certain aspects of me, but also if I sit there and I say I need to be vulnerable and I need to be transparent, they will be there. If they see things going on wrong, they will be in my DMs, they will retweet. So I love my community. I really, really do. I literally would not be here if it was not for my community.
Wonderful. All right, so part of the purpose of this show is maybe there's someone else out there watching this episode going, man, I would really love to be like her. I'd love to follow in her footsteps. What is that path? Like, did you focus on the community first? Did you focus on yourself first? Did you focus on promotion? Where does somebody go in order to like follow you?
um
I don't mean like to just hit the subscribe button. I mean,
I would have to say growing your community is first, and genuinely growing your community is definitely first, because the advertising, yes, you got to let folks know that you're doing it. um I'm always every day, regardless on whether you're going to do content creation or be a healthcare worker. Your personal growth is always a good thing, but as a content creator, building a community and networking and talking with other folks, seeing that there are other folks in this industry that are a face or trying to be a face or a voice for something, definitely helps. Because this industry is hard, and it can consume you. And if you don't know or don't have no place to ask any questions or get any guidance, or even somebody just saying, hey, does my camera look okay, does my sound look all right, hey, do you know how to use this program, just having places and people that can support you and assist you when you need it, and uplift you and motivate you when it's necessary, definitely is a thing. Um, Plus, like, I call like my community asylum district. Like, you connect people together. So it's not always like, once you get these people, like, they're gonna tell their people, and your people's gonna tell their people, and it turns into a whole connection thing. So you got to have that community connection, that networking and talking with folk connection. That's how I got here. Just running my mouth a little too much in a good
beautiful.
way. In a good way.
Okay, so how do you actually reach out to people? Because I mean, if you go into someone else's stream, you're self-promoting, right? It's like you
Yes.
just slide into their DMs, or what's that?
With me, um, I hang out in folks' streams. Like when I'm not streaming, I just talk and hang out. Also, there are communities. I'm a part of a lot of communities. A Thousand Dreams Fund is one of those communities, and they have discords. Folks have discords. Folks have Facebook groups. Um, you can join those. A lot of the content creators have their own discords as well, and just going in there and conversating, leaving comments on people's tweets or Facebook posts, however the Instagram, doing TikToks, doing people's TikToks, just the communication back and forth. If you just walk in somebody's stream and sit in and chat like, hey, yeah, I just got done with an 8-hour stream, they're gonna look at you like, excuse me. But if you go into their stream and you're talking to them about the game and you're asking them how their day are, you're building a conversation, you're building a bond, you're building a relationship. So then what happens is eventually you can raid them, eventually you can host them, eventually their mods are going to shout you out, eventually they're going to retweet your stuff, eventually you're in their Discord, they're going to have a now live channel. Like that's how that works. Going in there and just thinking, hey, I'm a streamer too, hello, that's not going to work. You kind of got to get to know folks, let folks see who you are, and then see how they are, see how their community is, and that's kind of how that happens. You kind of got to make the same way as you do a business or a friendship. You kind of got to go in there, look around, say hello, talk about the weather, have a a drink of Pepsi or coffee every now and then with them. You got to build that up. It definitely takes time and effort, definitely effort.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about the Thousand Dreams Fund and Broadcaster. How did you get involved with all that?
So I actually learned about A Thousand Dreams one of the times that fundraising was going on. I seen it in X Mirror Mirror and Miss Ash Rocks. They were both fundraising for it, and I was like, wow, this is great. I love how they're doing this. And at the time I had a few dollars, so I made sure I donated. And then they were like, yeah, you can apply for the grant. And both times it was like, oh, okay, cool. I applied. I got denied. I applied again. I got denied. I applied one more time. I got denied. I got disgruntled. I definitely got disgruntled. I was like, man, my content is horrible. I just keep getting denied everywhere. And I'm a part of another community called Brown Girl Gamer Code, which a lot of the members was like, no, go apply again. And I was like, man, I don't want to apply again. I already even got denied, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, by this time, I've already changed my mindset. So I was like, all right. So I applied again and I won the grant, and now I'm a dream team member in the Discord, welcoming other people and speaking about it, getting other people to apply, raising money for it. So it just started off with just trying to apply, like, and getting in the Discord and hanging out, and here we are.
And a little bit of persistence.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay. Now, Steph, I'd like you to hop in a time machine with me if you could. All right.
Okay.
We're going to go back about 4 or 5 years, and you got to go talk to little Steph back then. And she's like just picking up that controller for the first time on stream. And unless you use PC, in which case, keyboard, mouse. Or it could be controller. Nowadays it's anything. But you got to talk to her back then, and you get to give her all the advice you wish she had known. You got to tell her about all the ups and the downs, all the good and the bad. But if there was one thing she had to know in order to make the entire journey just more rocking, more profitable, more better in every way, more better, what would you tell her?
It's going to make a difference. It's really going to make an impact and a difference, even on the days that it doesn't feel like it, and you have the negative comments, or you don't see what you want to see right then and there. It really is going to make a difference.
Wonderful. Okay, a little more personal now, if possible. See, I believe that we learn most of our life from our failures, not necessarily our successes. See, when you succeed the first time you try something, you may not know what happened. You just kind of roll with it. But when you fail, you got to take a look at it. You got to be able to move past it, move forward to succeed the next time. So I'd like to ask you, what do you consider your biggest failure in life? And what did you learn from it?
My biggest failure in life and was me not continuing my education the way I wanted to. Um, it put a chip on my shoulder because it was like, oh, I don't need to have this. I don't need to do this type of stuff. And I feel like if I wouldn't have been so stubborn, um, I may not be content creating, but I'm very hard on myself about a lot of stuff. So it's like I would know a lot of the stuff I would know now, but I would have known it then. And I probably might be, I'd still be in gaming, but you never know. I probably could have been developing a video game. I could have been making software for Sony or Xbox, but because I was so stubborn and had this chip on my shoulder, I held myself back from doing possibly something else great. So to me, I kind of feel like that's one of my failures that I've learned from and grew from is I'm still hard on myself, but I'll sit myself down and say, okay, we need to apply this to ourselves, or why are we being so hard on ourselves? Or even, like I said, I have a council of friends that I'll go and I'll ask, do I sound, a little not right when I'm saying this or asking this? And they'll tell me, yeah, you sound stupid. Sit down. Like, they'll be completely blunt with me about it. So I guess that's really my biggest thing is if I wouldn't have not finished the schooling I was doing at the time, I'd probably be doing something different.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Now, on the flip side of that, because I don't want to end on a negative note, what is something you're working to improve on in yourself today?
um, Definitely that still beating up on myself thing. I'm very, very, very hard on myself. Like when I do my content and my editing, I am a perfectionist. So I'm working on being nicer to myself. I'm also working on celebrating my victories. I'm one of those people that keep my head down and I'll have something really amazing go on and I don't really speak about it or celebrate it because I don't want anybody to think like, oh, she thinks she's better than me, and it's like, no, I just want to be happy about my accomplishment. So I'm kind of working on reprogramming my brain like, no, I did something good and I have the right to sit there and be like, yeah, go me, I'm proud of me, we did good job me, so I'm working really hard on programming, reprogramming that, and accepting a lot of the admiration that I've gotten for what I've done instead of just being like, no, it's just it's okay. So kind of accepting my wins and not being so hard on myself is what I've been working on.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. All right, Steph, this has been a wonderful interview. How do people find you? Where are you at in social media, your channel, handle, all that, please?
Well, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch under the name Imfamousx1x. I am also on TikTok. I am on Instagram. I hide somewhere, I think, in the realm of Facebook. I don't know. I think it's there. And I also have my website. If you're never sure of where or how to find me, you can go to infamousx1x.com.
Beautiful. All right, now as we wrap this up, do you have any final thoughts you want to share or anything I didn't ask you think we still need to cover?
Um, Not, words are hard. No, just thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for having me. And anybody that, like I said, if you want to step into the ring of content creation, and you ever need an ear or have a question, if I'm not sleep or making streams or editing, I don't mind answering questions. I don't bite. I just look a little mean sometimes. But if you don't, good luck and hopefully maybe I'll run into you whenever somebody decides to want to start making content.
Wonderful. All right, Steph, thank you so much for coming on today. I genuinely do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And for everybody else, I'm going to remind you all, don't be just a gamer, be a gamerpreneur.